Grand Rising, Grand Rising, everybody. Shout out to you, Grand Rising. Shout out to you watching live for another Rising Prime. If you're with me in the Zoom, then you're tapping in person. But if you're just watching on YouTube, shout out to you for watching live. This is Rise and Prime. Now, some of you may wonder, like, what is Rise and Prime? Like, what is this all about? What do you guys do during that? And how can I get in that? It's simple. First of all, let's give you a horn. There you go. You want to know what Rising Prime is? Rising Prime is the best way to start your day. It's one of the most effective ways to get your body moving, get your mind active, get yourself in a peak state of mind. A peak state of mind is when your breath collab with your movement, with the way that you feel at the moment. That brings up your power of manifestation. So it's part manifesting, right? Part affirming, right? Part releasing. Another part of Rising Prime is releasing the tensions from the day before. We're talking about the emotions, right? We're talking about the negative energies. We're talking about the stresses. We're talking about pain. What if when you woke up, instead of saying, I woke up like this, you prime yourself to this, right? Instead of saying, I woke up like this, prime yourself to this. And that's just a simple way of saying, a lot of times we don't wake up how we want to feel, right? You might wake up with a knot on your shoulder. You might wake up with your back hurting. You might wake up with your leg hurting. You might wake up with a lot on your mind. You know, sometimes I rise with anxiety. Sometimes I rise with a little bit of sadness. I don't know what's wrong, but it just feels that way. So it's actually very, very natural to rise feeling different, right? But what if we say, okay, I get that part. It's natural to rise feeling the way I feel, but I can naturally feel better. Mm, that's deep. You're like, yo, you can naturally feel better. How do you do that? Mindful movement, personal development, affirmations. So that's pretty much what we're going to do today. So keep staying with me. Don't go anywhere, right? Because we're going to be affirming it up, breathing it up, and changing it up. So shout out to you and welcome to Rise and Prime. Let's go. We about to get lit. All right. Grand Rising, Liz. Oh, Grand Rising Queen. Didn't see when y'all came in here. Okay, okay.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. All right. So like I said, we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started with some movement. It's Monday. You gotta wake your body up, wake your yin and yang energy, wake up the two polar ends of your energy. Let's synchronize them. Let's get them working together. So your lung so much that. So you want to start by drumming the lungs. Once again, great way to start the week is the body drumming. Then you're gonna thump the thymus. And let's get you some music. Drum your lungs side to side, qigong. And you're gonna thump your thymus. So this is just a easy, most effective way of working with it. Now go to the back. You're gonna drum the kidneys. So all we're doing now, doing this portion of Rise and Prime, is what? Waking up our organs, telling them, hey, get alive. What does that do? It gets you going, right? You want to do that. So come to the front, hit the gonad. Somebody want to know, how is that going to help me change improve my mental health? We're going to see. So here, bump the gonad. The gonad having to do with your sexual organs, having to do with the blood flow to that area. Beautiful. Now go to the back. You're going to do a sacral pump, right? A sacral pump is when you hit the sacral bone. Now, if you're curious to know what the sacral bone is, it's the little bone that you normally sit on. If you sit too much, these pumps are not working. Look at this. What happens when I bend and come forward? The pump is working. Same thing happens when I rock back and forth. The pump is working. But when I bend forward, When I bend, right, and do this, sacral pump working. And guess what? What's the chakra that has to do with your sexual energies? Sacral chakra. So what does this say? Part of healing is moving. Exactly. Part of healing is moving. That's right. That's right. So let's go to the next part. We're gonna drum up the arm. Okay? By moving your body, you take yourself away from the body, the mind of the body. You get into the present because you realize you're not just somebody controlling the body. So you like, oh, I have control inside and out. I can change how I feel. So that gives you more power to say anything else. Now we're gonna drum down and up the leg. So it's gonna slap, get the blood flowing. Come on, drum up and down. Up. Now you're gonna drum inside of the leg. All right, so you drum outside of the leg. Now you're gonna drum inside of the leg. Okay. All right, next up. You did outside, you did inside. The last time we met, I spoke of the importance of drumming the bottom of your foot because that's where the kidney point is. And that's where the foot reflexology points are. And that's where the Lao Gong point is. So I was telling the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe and Liz how it is important to just slap underneath your underneath your foot about 8 to 10 times. Just slap that feet and then you pull on your toes. Okay, so you're gonna feel that stimulation. You're gonna feel energy going up. Because guess how do you get energy from the earth? How do you get energy from the earth? The bottom of your foot. Some called bubbling springs. It bubbles it up. It takes it in and it distributes it. Okay, now we're gonna pull on the toes. Yes, last time I had showed how to stimulate your meridians by pulling on your toes. So of course, being Ed, I made a joke saying that's probably why they like people. That's why some people like when they suck on them toes. All right. Did that make you laugh a little bit? I don't know. But yeah, I guess it stimulates those meridians. So it feels really good. Right. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull each toe out individually. Okay. So you're going to do the same bend. You're going to start from the big toe. You're going to work your way all the way up to the little toe. You're going to play big toe, little toe. They play big bank, little bank. We play big health bank, big little health bank. All right. While people try to compare their bank accounts, we compare ourselves today to ourselves yesterday. While people play big bank, little bank, trying to show the content in their wallet, show the big bank of your spirit, right? Every day, don't compare, but showcase your wealth, right? So that's what Rising Prime. Why am I all blurred up today, man? What's going on? Now you're gonna do the other side. You're gonna pull on the other toe. Okay? You're gonna pull on the other toe. On the other set of toes, my bad. All the way from the big toe to the little toe. Okay, great. All right. Now, let's bounce. All right. Another thing is after you release the tension from your body using your hands, massage, drumming, so on, you want to bounce. Somebody want to know, what is that going to do? You ever shake the salt shaker before? What happened? When you shake it up like a salt shaker. What happens when you shake it up like a salt shaker? What happens when you shake it up like a salt shaker? You distribute. Yeah. That's what happens. So what does shaking do for you? It distributes chi throughout your body. So if you just, y'all ready? So we're gonna do this shaking meditation now. Okay. Drum. Just some shaking meditation. So now, did you know that just by doing the bounces alone, you can get yourself in a nice little flow? Now shake it to the side. So this is how it looks. You bounce, you come off the heel on the toes and you just bounce. You bounce, slamming the heel. You shake your hands. Bouncing, it just wakes you up. So the first thing you want to do is you want to wake yourself up. If you're not awake, then it's hard for you to even have any mental form of energy to put forward to your growth. So when we shake it up, it's just a way of waking up. Move the shoulders forward and back. There you go. There you go. Forward and back. Pop. Pop the chest. Cave in. Pop. Big cave. Now shake your head. You can feel a lot of blood moving when you shake your head, when you bobblehead. It does it does a lot, okay? Bobbleheading. So now going forward and back. I was looking at the ducks, and they do this a lot. So this is just getting rid of the tension in your body. Most of us, we just go through the day with all that tension. We know it's there. But you keep doing this all day, ain't no tension gonna be there. All right, so you keep bringing the chin out, bringing it in. Okay, great. So far, so good. Let's keep it going, right? Because I'm really serious about changing my eyes. That's it. Changing how my eyes look in the morning and the rising. What do I mean by that? Get rid of the bags. And I do that by moving. Okay, so now this next one, you're gonna shake your shoulders. Shake them. Shake the shoulders. Keep shaking them. Jubilation, yeah. So you're gonna shake your shoulders side to side, comb the silk in front of you. Shake your shoulders, and then you're gonna comb an imaginary silk that's in front of you. This is called bear comb silk. Originates from ancient Tibet to China because there was bears in the wood during the silk trade who would be scratching their backs while combing silk. Somebody says, well, I don't know how to do it because you didn't show me. Like, so you scratch your back and then you comb silk and you work your way up and you work your way down. Jubilation, yeah. So keep doing that scratch and that comb while I set up. Let's get IG to tap in with us. Jubilation, yeah. Yeah, these are the best exercises in the world to realign your back. Ain't nothing better than Qigong. In my very biased opinion, there's nothing better in the form of exercise than Qigong. I say Qigong is the best. And I will stand by that 100%. Okay, so let's make sure that IG gets a little piece of this, right? Keep combing the silk. Come on, don't stop. Keep coming to silk. There you go. Jubilation, yeah. Jubilation. When you take the time for your self-practice in the rising, or like anytime, you just need to take some time in nature, man. Whew. In the water or whatever. And do the qigong. Okay, let's get to some more. I know it's rising Monday, so your shoulders tight, right? Soar like a bird. One finger, one hand in front of you, one hand behind you. So, by the way, for those of you who are not in a Zoom meeting and you wonder what is this? This is Rising Prime, and you could tap into this every rising at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can join us on Mondays and Fridays. It's free. That's why you're watching this video. So cut through in the tribe, do some movement, and just grow with us. Looking forward to it. Just look behind you. Remember this here, when you do this, there's a bend of the knee and an extension looking back. Okay. I told you we're gonna stretch that back out. Now, there has to be some more to this, right? There has to be some more to this, because you're like, yo, my back is still hurting a little bit. Okay. All right. So for everybody watching, just so you know, we are live in action. So you're gonna be shown too. So if your camera's on, just know that you're gonna be on my YouTube channel right now, live. So make sure you're doing the exercises, because people can see you. Now, one other thing, I want to shout out to my homie, my brother. Now I figured out he's my big brother. I wanted to be the big brother. I don't know. I didn't want to be a big brother. But anyway, Omi, my brother from another mother. Shout out to you. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to you. From the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. So let's keep doing. We're gonna do the healing palms next. Here's how they look. Here's how it looks. So how you feeling, bro? How you feels to be you, your age, and you? Let me give you some time. How you feel like? How you feel like to be you, Omi? Can you hear me? Oh, you typing in. I got you. Oh, you can't unmute? That's weird. Okay.
What's up, my bro? Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Yes, sir. I feel great, man. I feel like every single year I'm getting wiser, and it's just learning to appreciate life more. And it actually shows how, like, like life is short, bro, and living in the moment and being present is the best way you can live life. And I'm grateful, thankful to God that, that He allowed me to see another year, because it's a blessing within itself. A lot of times we think, oh, man, we're getting older, or this, or we have to do this by a certain age. I'm like, nah, man, God, thank you for letting me see another year. Thank you, Jesus. I'm grateful. And, for all the love, all the people you put in my life, and all the places you're taking me, and the purpose that you have for me. So I feel great, bro.
Amen, brother. That's growth right there. Shout out to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Can we give Omi a birthday song? Come on. Let's do it. Let's do the cool one though. Y'all ready? I know y'all got some Chelsea and Queen. I know y'all got some songs in y'all. Come on. Well, I'm gonna do it. Y'all ready on 3? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, you know how to break it down one time. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
For the one time. What's the horn? Turn
You got
up. One love. Well, how about Molly said? One
one.
love.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen.
Let's go. So we were moving, and we had to take a little intermission because I couldn't let that go unnoticed, right? And get back to moving. Where was we at? We was at this one. Boom, boom. So what's next? The healing poems. This one, yo, is a shoulder releaser. Anxiety, what is that? I'm telling y'all, these exercises are worth mastering, right? They're worth looking over. So how does it look like? You want to know. You want to know the secret. Okay. I will show you the secret to the healing palms. And remember, you could do this sitting down. So you bring your hands here, palms facing forward, right? You bring the opposite palm facing up as well, but the fingers reaches the tip of the first hand. And then you turn. Then the forward hand goes forward. The back hand goes back. The back hand goes to the side. The forward hand goes to the forehead. Forehead goes to pocket. Pocket hand goes in front. And then you come up. Then you bend your knees. And then you switch which arm is in front, which arm is behind. Back hand comes up. It comes towards the tip. And then I turn. Remember, you could do this sitting down. Forward hand goes forward. Back hand goes back. Back hand goes to the side. Forehand goes to the top. Top hand goes back. Side hand goes in front of you. And you bend. And you flap your wings. But before you come up, you bend some more. You come all the way up, bringing your arms up. Back hand goes to where? The tip of the front hand. And then you turn. The back hand becomes the front hand becomes the back hand. Separate. Front hand goes out. Back hand goes back. Back hand goes side. Front hand goes to the top. Top hand goes back. Side hand goes in front. Bend. Elevate. Bend. Switch. No words. Just follow along. Look. Remember, the forward hand is the one that goes back. Remember to bend your knees as you come up. So, why you want to do this? Let me ask you a question. What are you thinking about? The answer to why you want to do this is your answer to the second question. Down, up, back, bend, switch. Breathe in, bring your arms to the tip. Turn. Breathe out, separate. Breathe in, one side, one above. Bend. So we're going to slow it down a little bit. You see, as I come up, my back hand goes to the tip of the front hand, and then I turn. Front hand goes in front, back hand goes back. Back hand goes to the side, front hand goes to the forehead. Forward hand goes back, side hand goes in front. Bend and up and switch. Now try to do it on your own 3 good times. Do it in your own zenness. Stay patient. All right. Bring your arms down. So look, separate, turn, descend, bend, turn, separate, come up. You're gonna turn. So you ground yourself shoulder width apart. Your hands start center on top of you. Get your hand on top of your head. Turn to the right. Circle down. Separate your arm, bring them back together again. Then while they're together, turn. Separate your arm, bring your fingertips back together. Turn. Separate your fingers, bring them back together. Turn. Breathe in. Turn. Breathe out. Turn. Look at the back hand, breathe in. Turn. Look at the back hand, breathe out. Breathe in. Turn. Breathe out. Just get yourself in the moment. Qigong is healing just by its act. That's it. Just by doing so, your meridians are getting rebalanced. Your chi is flowing some more. Exhale down. Hold. Inhale up. Hold. Exhale down. Remember, a breath in is an inflation of the balloon. A breath out is a deflation. Inflation, deflation. Inhale, exhale. Remember that? Your breath is not this. This is breath holding. This is diaphragmic. Cool. So now that I've gotten you so far to stay along here on the Zen track, you should feel more peace coming in your body. We're gonna keep that peace growing by doing the next motion. You're gonna slowly raise your hand or your arm forward, shift your weight towards your toes, breathe in and breathe out. So it's Monday. Rising Prime, the holistic lifestyle is a peaceful space for your mind, your body, and your spirit. My question for you is not what are you gonna accomplish this week, but how are you gonna be this week? Who will you choose to be? How will you choose to live your life out this week? What are the experiences you're gonna have? How does the holistic lifestyle look like? Do you need to get back to juicing, moving, breathing, breaking? Do you need to go canoeing? What do you need to do to keep the peace? In fact, who do you need to remain in being to keep the peace? Forget the doing. How are you going to acknowledge and see your presence this week? For me, I'm going to garden more. I realized that doing helps me be more. Instead of picking up Netflix, I pick up a shovel. It's been transforming my life. Because I too had this thing where I would run to media for my satisfaction. Like in the middle of the day, I was like, I gotta go and watch Netflix show that had nothing to do with nothing, that had anything to do with anything that I had to do with. But just because I wanted to distract myself, I went for the vice and I didn't take the advice. So this week, breathe in and breathe out. Stay focused on your own practice. I want you to think about this. Are you going to take your higher selves advice, or are you going to give in to the vice? So those vices can easily be the consumption of digital. It could be not taking time for yourself. It could be rushing out of the bed without doing anything to wash your mind and spirit. We wake up, we brush our teeth. We wake up, we take a vigorous shower. We wake up, we listen to some negative news. How come we don't brush our mind? How come we don't wash our thoughts? How come we don't cleanse our emotions? We got to do the same thing. So put it in your brain. This week, I want to live this sort of way, whatever way that is for you, right? What I'm doing now is we're thinking, I'm talking and I'm cueing. I'm giving you cues to your brain to look and create what it wants. You can hear those cues and say, oh, thank you, Ed, for reminding me. This is the cue to look at your holistic lifestyle. By that, I mean, take a look at how you want to be. Image in that being. We're going to image in that being because it's the beginning of the week. So I see myself is how you start this off. And then don't think about the seeing of yourself, see yourself. What do you see yourself doing this week? I see myself doing Qigong on the beach with tourists and telling them about a new way to handle stress and anxiety. That's what I see myself doing this week. One thing, actually. I see myself tending to my garden on a daily basis, not running to Netflix. When I need a break, I'll take a break with Mother Nature. I see myself juicing every single rising. Exhale. However way you see yourself, stay in the moment, really envision it. This is going to give you an outlook. It's going to call to your brain to look forth for those things because you're speaking them as if they are. So breathe in, shift, breathe out. See them in your mind's eye. Feel them. Feel the teas you're drinking, the juices. Feel the peace within you. You being okay with just sitting. You being at work and zenned out. You focusing on what you're focusing on and actually only focusing on that. See yourself in the gym, crushing it. You putting on them gloves and you doing your best ever. Right? You closing out those deals. You unleveling, you level on your mind. Imagine you growing and you just living in your dream the way you want it. Imagine the traveling. Like I want you to imagine anything you possibly can that will literally make this week as beautiful as you want it to be. So now some people are like, I don't know if this works. I want you to try it and believe that it does, because it does. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some radical breathing patterns. Right now, what we're doing is not only did we move, but now we're adding a mental component. In Qigong, there's 3 parts. There's intention, focus, and will. This is your Shen. There's Qi, which is your circulation, which is your heart, which is your brain, really. And then there's Jing, which is your animal nature. So first we can start with the body, just move the body. But then we have to get in touch with the mind and spirit. How do we do that? Visualization. Putting forth words. Like you saying, how do I want to see my week? That illuminates the brain in an amazing way. So now you're like, okay, let's go. We're going to do the fire breath. What is that going to do? It's going to bring a radical energy to your body. And by doing so, it will elevate you to a higher state of belief. And then you're better manifester. That's a word. When you have better belief. Why? More oxygen. So you're going to go down. You're going to breathe in and breathe out. When you go down, you breathe in. It's going to be a great week this whole week. But I'm serious though. Speak it into your life. That's what we're doing. Gonna be a peaceful one. That's all I know. We're gonna have some fun and travel it up. What song is that? We're really absolutely gonna have a great week. We're gonna have a great week this May. Hey, we're gonna prime ourselves to be that way. We're gonna have a great week this May. Hey, we're gonna prime ourselves to be that way. That's my little song right there. My little song. But let's keep going with the fire breath. My bad, I got distracted. You're gonna go down, breathe in, breathe out. But I'm saying melodies of heaven will rain down on you when you put your heart in a joyful state. Fill in the diaphragm. Exhale it out. You're gonna have a great week this whole week. Come on. You're gonna have a let's get the reggae masters to sing it for me. It's a good reggae song. But listen, your week is about how you want it to be. It's not just how it happens to you. Yes, you can get it if you really want. Yes, you can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try and try and try. You succeed at last. Yes, come on, Harlem, shake it with me one time. How y'all want y'all week to go? Hey, if I'm not weeding you out, I'm making you uncomfortable. Good. Come on, shake your body. Rising Prime is about getting yourself in a joyful state. Come on, how you want to be. Come on, move your body a little bit. Come on, do the stinky leg. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try and try and try. You succeed at last. That song is amazing, y'all. Guess what? Your holistic lifestyle, the concept of it is you don't always stay at the track, but you can always try over and over and over again, right? Like, I like to put the music out, lighten the mood, because it makes it so much better, right? We want to start the day with this energy, but let's keep going. This is what I'm saying. How you want your week to go, image it in today. Do it with some power and conviction and believe that, whoa, you create that, but then don't force it. You see, that's the duality. They say, oh, you got to manifest, you got to think about it, but at the same time, you can't force it. So it seems like manifestation says you need to have a lot of belief that, you can actually live it out this way, right? Last week, I didn't will myself to a new way of being. I literally noticed I was uncomfortable. So let me be real with you. I was sitting down 2 weeks ago and I was like, every time I feel like weird or anxious or just like I need to be doing something, sometimes you feel like you need to be doing a lot with your life and you feel like you're not doing enough, or you feel like you should be like traveling the world, going to 10, you're not pacing yourself. You're like, I need to be where I want to be right now today. Well, those thoughts kept coming in my brain. And what those thoughts caused me to do is they said, hey, look at you. You should be traveling the world, speaking to 10,000s of people. I'm like, okay. But my spirit knows, hey, this is your journey right now. So when that would happen, it'll be like, man, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do that. And I'll get anxious. I'll be like, damn, I need to do 1,000 things. And I don't know where to start. Now my brain is like, where do you start? Why is that happening? The first thought, I let my thought run me. You need to be there. You need to be that. And now I'm stressed. What I'll do. So what I would advise myself to do, the advice is breathe and go meditate. Now, mind you, I still do that. It comes naturally. But I wasn't doing it in response to when I get that feeling. In response to that, what I did was I went on Netflix. Right? What I realized I was doing And listen, I'm bringing forth my skeletons, or just the things, not even skeletons, anything, your life, my life. And I'm saying, I noticed that this is what consciousness is. A lot of people say, I need to be perfect. Nah, you need to be perfect in noticing. You need to be a great watcher. So I watched myself and I realized what I was doing. So I transitioned to a different response. My response is gardening. So when I feel like I need to do a lot, gardening humbles me to know that just being is enough. When I feel like I need to do 1,000 things, when I go outside and I put a plant in the water and I just put some water over it and I wait and it grows, it's teaching me that, yo, if you just put your plant in the ground and you keep watering it every day, it's going to grow. When I go back there and I see that, yo, one day it's a tiny little tree, the next day got some fruit on it, that is telling me the process. So when I'm in my head right now and I'm thinking about, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, I need to start the application, I need to start this LOC, I need to do that, I need to do that, I go to nature, I'm tending to the garden, I just sit with the cats, or I got a chicken now, I got a little T-bird. They just remind me to be present. You see the cats, they got something special. You know, they got the cat's so zen, they're like, they be doing that. They be doing the June bud too, you know, with the fingers, you know, they be just be like, ooh. Or they just be chilling. They just be scratching. The cats, they be vibing. Their energy is just be chill. What do you think? What's their purpose? They have a purpose. Best believe it. But guess what? Mostly they do. They sleep. They eat. They just be. The chicken. Their whole lives. They just being the freaking bird. I realized they're just beings. They just stay there. They be. They don't have no response. I was telling my friend, animals have it better than humans. Yo, do y'all think that animals have better than human? Yes, animals have it better than humans.
I like animals better than humans.
Oh, a lot of people say that though.
Yeah,
Jessie says she like animals more than humans. But listen, here's why. Yes, Omi?
Yes, I know.
Here's why animals have it better than humans. They're not in the matrix. Animals are the one creatures that are free. They eat organic. We buy organic. They have their own transportation. We have to buy per transportation. Well, a lot of times their feet is their transportation. Their wing is their transportation, right? Most animals transport themselves. They don't have a vehicle, which means they're not attached to anything. Not a house. The land is, do they have to get, hey, let me ask a question, Omi. Have you ever helped some animal close a house out? You ever helped? You ever felt? I know you help a couple of people who were acting like, but I just, yeah, actually help act for animal, you know, right? Have you?
I'm still waiting for my $1 million show with a cat, wealthy cat.
Oh man, you see, Omi said he waiting for his $1 million deal with a cat, and I feel you on that. When the day you get that, you won't get $10 million more deals because everybody and the Steve Harvey show are gonna call you, and Ellen gonna be like, "Oh, Omi, tell you how you close this real estate deal with a cat." But what am I saying? That would be inspiring. But why am I saying that? The cat does not need to worry about where it's gonna stay. Somehow today I realized that God even has it that these animals, even though the world changed, that He puts love in human hearts. Let me express this thought right quick. And this is how you know the rooster is alive, that God will provide. Is that even when He does not provide directly, He will provide to you indirectly. So why should you worry about what the future holds? Can I get a horn for that one? Where's the horn? Where's
The rooster got you.
The rooster got me. I don't need the horn. The rooster. Thank you, my friend. Hey, you want some water? I got you. Give me a second. Yeah, I might have to give him that water because he's gonna keep going. But listen what I was saying. The cats, the dogs, they don't have to go to a house. They are blessed. They don't have to worry about it. And sometimes even when the nature doesn't feed them, when they don't find a mouse, when Jerry ain't just hanging around and Tom is being stupid, Karen comes and feed Jerry and Tom, right? You have people who's gonna come and treat them and feed them. Why? Because people are gonna love them. Because there's love in people's hearts for animals. Why? Because the essence of God is animals. There's love in people's hearts for plants. Hence why people tend to the plants. So the love of God somehow perpetuates to all living things to take care of you. Like, how have you stayed alive for how long you stayed alive? Have you ever really thought about that? Like, yo, I've literally been living for 25 years. A lot happened in 25 years, but you're still living. Somehow you got fed. Somehow you got protected. Somehow you got clothed. So I'm saying this to say there's an amount of certainty that nature brings to you when you step out, when you come from your head and you go and you let nature remind you what's really going on. Omi, you got a beautiful pond. Go out in that pond. Go out in that backyard, bro. Embrace the presence of the waves. This is automatically gonna take you out of your head into the present. It's gonna get you tapped into the presence. Because if presence is this life energy that resides in all living things, just as it is in you, when you're able to see life energy in other beings, it rises and raises your own vibration. This is why when you see a cute duck, you're like, cute duck, duck. Chemicals secrete. You can see the love. When you see dogs, you're like, man, they're so free. You yearn the freedom. You see the freedom of a cat. You're like, wow, how can it be like that? We even yearn the presence of animals more than we yearn the presence of humans. I mean, that's not too nice because we are the most amazing. What is that? Because we are the most amazing creatures on the planet. If we're the most amazing creatures on the planet, if we're sentient beings, then shouldn't we like be more amazed by each other than we are amazed by any other thing? Shouldn't we be amazed by other people? Shouldn't we look at other people like, yo, look at this being? Did you know just looking at people different? What's going on? Just looking at people different will help you look at yourself different. What do I mean by that? I like to see greatness in people because that's what I see in myself.
I don't hear you, Ed.
It transforms your life
Okay.
when you're able
Yeah.
to tap into the elements. The elements will transform your life when you're able to see the elements. And the way to see that is to step out of your normal element. Okay. So I hope that added some value to you. Are finishing up chapter 8. Okay, we are finishing up chapter 8, and I'm excited to finish it up. Uh, we're gonna read chapter 9 and finish it up. Okay, so today actually we're gonna finish chapter 8. Mind you, I got deep in there. When we When we thrive off of nature, we thrive. When we thrive off of nature, we truly thrive. So that's the word I wanted to give y'all. We did the movement. We did a couple breathing patterns. Let's go and let's finish chapter 8. Y'all could tap into this actively or passively, and that just means you could talk back. Let's review the book, or you could just listen to it as you go along your normal day to day, which is also pretty cool. Okay. So for replay purposes, shout out to everybody who's been watching and tuning in to the book review for The Power of Now. You know, we were reading all these chapters. We made it all the way to chapter 8. And last time, Enlightened Relationships, that chapter was so deep, man. I got to tell you, the chapter was so deep that we couldn't even finish it in one go, because we were just having such heated conversation. We well, not heated as in we were stimulated spiritually, right? It was coming from, and we didn't get to finish it. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go over chapter 8, part 2. When we do this, remember, we're going over it, we're talking about it. So tap in, share your insight on it. You know, whatever you see that if it's what Cardi B says, if it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's stuck. Okay. If it sticks, let us share something. Okay. So let me ask y'all a question. Chelsea, Queen Key, comment in the chat or in any audio. Have y'all been tapping in? Have you made it up to chapter 8? Did you read chapter 8 by yourself, or the book The Power of Now so far?
I'm up to 8, almost finished. Probably got like 30 minutes left. It's a long chapter, so kind of broke it up in half.
Yeah. Chapter 8 was at least 1:30 or something like that.
Yeah, an hour or something.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. Let's see. I'm pull up the book. I got Instagram with me. I'm thinking of letting it. So I guess maybe I should give you a little review of what we talked about during the part 1, right? Would that work? Just a little quick review.
Break it down.
Break it down a little bit. Okay. So last week we talked about chapter 8 of the book, The Power of Now, and the title was Enlightened Relationships. And let me ask you this question: are your relationships enlightened? Right? And if so, how does that look like? Right? If so, how do you know for sure? You got something you want to say on me?
No, go ahead. I'll just put it on.
Right? Yes, perfect. So if your relationships are enlightened, it means your relationships are in the light, right? It means that you have a full clarity on how you're relating. You have a full clarity on the languages you're speaking. You're not speaking out of your youth, you're speaking out of your presence. That's an enlightened relationship. Sometimes we speak out of traumas. Somebody said trauma bonding, right? We oftentimes, it's two children screaming at each other, thinking that we're adults. And because we're thinking in the past, it happens to all of us. The secret is not to never experience it, it's to catch yourself when you do, and to parent yourself by calming your nervous system. Parent yourself to a better way of feeling. Now, I said that this way because I want to make a point. There's something called your parasympathetic. There's something called your sympathetic. Your sympathetic is a set of memorized emotional responses to stress. Your parasympathetic is what comes back. It's the part of your nervous system that calms and relaxes you. One of them causes you to get amped up. One of them relaxes you. I want you to remember this. When you parent yourself in a kind, loving way and you breathe your way out of a situation from the past, you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms and relaxes you. So if your heart rate was all the way up there, if you was just all angry, tightness, all of this, all you got to do is activate your parasympathetic. Somebody will know, how do you do that? A deep, full breath. How do you do that? Presence. It's knowing what's really happening. Am I reacting right now, or is the child within me? Who said that? Who said that? What's the song? It's the enemy. Isn't Destiny's Child? Destiny's Child, right? I think there's a song. Who knows that title by Destiny? Nobody? It's something about enemy. But anyways, the concept is sometimes we are operating out of that. So the author went on, he gave a lot of scenarios on how sometimes we think we're in a relationship with each other, but we're in a relation, we're addicted to the person to fulfill a need that we feel like we can't fulfill for ourselves. And I thought that was super deep, right? Because when you think about it, how many times we get in a relationship with somebody because we think that they're gonna love us. I can't love myself without you. We think they're gonna love us more than we love ourselves. We think they're gonna fulfill our need for love, loved, to be appreciated by ourselves because they're in our lives. And then when they leave us, it feels like we're completely broken and we're completely lost. I say, if that is the case, if every relationship left you broken, it means that you need to spend some time to put the puzzle back together before you go and try to make a whole relationship. If every relationship leave you broken, then you might have to put the pieces together and see that you might be perpetuating the relationships from the past. And here's the thing. I had an interview with somebody yesterday on the street. I'm out here doing the thing, y'all. You know, I'm out here doing on the street interviews. I'm trying to get this YouTube game up. By the way, you watching this on YouTube, share the YouTube video.
We out.
So I'm out, yeah, you know, I'm out here on the street. Yo, I'm asking people questions. I asked this girl, I was like, what did I ask her? I was like, what you looking for in a nah, I was asking a different question. When we went to another question was what you looking for in the guy? It was like she was like, you know, guy, I need, he has to be big and 6 feet, he has to be 220 because skinny short guys can't dominate me. I'm like, okay, do you know that you could get a tall big guy who can't but she was talking about more of her personality, more of her wants and likes. And I'm like, wait, that has nothing to do with how this person looks. You know, it has to do with inside, right? You know what I'm saying? And it was at the end of the day, you don't want to really be dominated. You want to be, you want to like, you want them to add to you, and you too dominate the world. And anyways, you don't want polar ends of the masculine energy, and you don't want nobody to be the savior for your life. You
Right.
want you both. We want you both to be like powerful disciples, following the same God, creating as you go along, saving lives as you travel. You should let no man or woman be your master. You should converge your energies. All right, you should converge them. You should say, "This is what I bring to the table. This is what you bring to the table. Let's have a potluck." Right? A lot of times we don't do that. We do it under the table. We don't have a potluck.
Hmm.
We got something. We have something else. We call it a flame. I'm being completely real, right? We don't sit on the table and put the things on let's and put the truth here on the table and say, hey, this is me. These are my intentions. This is what I went through. And we don't want to do that. Normally, what people are doing, not only trauma bonding, but bonding you by your trauma. Let me go there, okay? I've been making dedications to say I'm not gonna hold nothing. People are being, not only are people trauma bounding, which means they're perpetuating their traumas toward each other, but they're bounding, they're listening to your trauma, then saying it and then using it against you, and you letting it happen. And I want to help you realize that some people are narcissists. I would open your mind to realize that some people know more about you than you know about yourself. And it can be very dangerous to love yourself and to stay sane and to not be dominated or manipulated if you don't know yourself. If somebody know your childhood traumas and you don't, best believe they can use that against you. And you might be realizing why is every time that I try to make my point, this person bring this stuff up, trying to break me down. Well, this person is dead darn right manipulative, and you shouldn't give them your energy. I'm being 100% real with you. Because it's out here. People are being manipulated, but they don't know because they're not doing the work. Not doing the work to tap into their presence, to be more conscious. And yo, that's let me get a horn for that one. And that's where that led me. Right? That was kind of like a little overview of what I felt like the chapter was really talking about. So let's tap in some more, right? Now we're gonna actually go to my phone. right? As you can see, this is my phone.
Broward County Library.
Right? You see, so this Broward County Library app is an application that you can actually tap into and get free books.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I know this. This is called Hoopla. Hoopla is a free app. As soon as that you have a library card from your local library, you'll be able to go on this app. You'll be able to borrow unlimited borrows of audio books for the
Nice.
free. Well, not unlimited. You get a certain amount each month.
Oh, that's cool.
So all you need is a library card. So check out your local library and see if they have this program. Tap in, get to read, and get the book, The Power of Now. Change your life. All right, and they ain't paying me for this. I'm doing this for you. And by the way, you know who do pay me though? Audible.com. If you want to get a free audiobook, go to edtalksdaily/audible and you could get a free audiobook. Anyways, let's get straight to the book. The Power of Now. Let's finish chapter 8. 36 pages. So chapter 8. But then that special, can y'all see the full chapter?
I see it. Well,
You
no,
see a portion of it, right?
good question.
Yeah, I see it. That's weird. Okay, I'll read it for you. Okay, if you're in your relationships, you experience both love and the opposite of love. Let's start it from there. Attack, emotional violence, and so on. Then it is likely that you are confusing ego attachment and addictive clinging with love. Yeah, heard that? That line is so powerful that I can't skip past that line.
Break it down.
Y'all want me to read it for you again?
Yes, sir.
If in your relationships, you experience both love and the opposite of love, which is attack, emotional and violence, and so on, then it is likely that you are confusing ego clinging with love. Wow. What does that mean? Ego clinging. Sometimes we are staying in this relationship because we've lost who we are. We think if they're gone, we're gone with them. So it isn't even a love relationship. It's an ego clinging. We're trying to be alive and not really living. You saw my eyes. My eyes was different when I said that. Ego clinging. What's your ego? Your ego is how you identify yourself to be. How many people live their whole lives only identifying themselves as being that person in a relationship? Some people, their whole identity is being a wife. They never lived up to what they are as a being. But in your relationship, you can get in a relationship and you supplement the relationship for the relationship with yourself. And that in itself is not wise, not for you. You deserve more than that. And then this says, there's a point when your partner behaves in ways that fail to meet your needs. And rather of those are your ego, the feelings of fear, pain, and lack are intrinsic part of ego consciousness that have been covered up by the love relationship, now resurface. So sometimes we're living a pseudo love where we're trying to both fulfill our egos, but we're calling it love. And when none of our ego fulfillments are fulfilled, we say, you don't love me. Oh, you don't love me. Where the Birkin? Wait a minute. Hey, you don't love me. Where the BM truck at?
That's it.
Wait a minute. What you talking about here? Hey, you don't love me. You stop buying me red bottoms.
That's
Now,
it.
love, like her love language could mean gifts. But when your love language is only gift, that's definitely the only way of saying ego clinging. Some people say gold digger, but let's say ego clinging.
I'm going with the bill digger too.
Homie said straight up, yo, I'm going with the gold digger. That's funny. That's funny. Stay there for the archives. But I'm just saying, ego clinging sometimes is we're in a relationship to fulfill our needs. Sometimes we're in a relationship to fulfill for our own, to keep our toxic traits alive. Then it's like you hitting both people in the head. You're hitting yourself in the head, but you don't know it, but you think you're enjoying it. And you hitting the person you're dealing with, is what I mean. Sometimes we get in toxic relationships to keep the toxicness alive in our lives. 100%. Sometimes your brain looks for toxicity. And unless you get in the now and embrace it, you keep looking for it, thinking you're looking for love. So that's why you have to get the power of the now. This is knowing that you at this state right now, where you're at right now, was built with all that you need and you are enough. And that nothing outside of you will ever make you whole, but everything you have within already. And this is the realization the author is really trying to get everybody to get into. This is the point where he's trying to get across, is that most of us, we try to cling rather than release who we really are. So every addiction arises from an unconscious to face and move through your own pain. Every addiction starts with pain and ends with pain. Whatever substance you're addicted to, you are going through something and somebody will to cover up your pain. When that euphoria passes, there is much happiness. There's much pain in intimate relationship. They bring out the pain and unhappiness that is already in you. Every addiction does that. Every addiction reaches a point where it does not work for you anymore. And then you feel the pain more intentionally than ever. At some point, what you're addicted to doesn't take away the pain, it becomes the pain. At some point, what you try, like the pain you're trying to get rid of your ass. I'm trying to put this. The pain you're trying to get rid from your ass became the pain in your ass. Okay, anyways, that didn't go the way I planned. I tried. But what I'm saying is pain bodies will keep coming up. And if you cover it up, what did it say? What was hidden in darkness was showing the what?
Light.
In the light. So sometimes we try to run from the pain, but imagine you mask something up so much. What happens after you mask it so much?
Comes out.
Oh, too much overwhelmed. If you keep painting over a paint over and over and keep making new layers, new layers, new layers, new layers, after a while, when that new paint starts to scrape off, you start to see all the old paint, all the old paint, all the old paint, all the old colors. So a lot of times what we normally do though is it's either A, we don't look at the wall, or we paint up the wall. So let me tell you, here's two things. We either get distracted by something else, so we could take our focus away from it. Like I said, a vice, a stimulant, Netflix, anything, rather than really looking at the wall and saying, oh, I need to scrape this off and then do that. A lot of times what we need to do is we cover it up. So an addiction is like, yo, I'm going to cover up what I need to do it myself, but I'm going to get in these relationships that give me an identity. That doesn't just happen in love relationships. It comes in friendships. It comes in your circles. Another thing I want people to be conscious about is don't lose yourself trying to find yourself. Okay. Don't lose yourself in trying to find yourself. There is one reason why most people are always trying to escape from the present moment and are seeking for some kind of salvation in the future. The first thing they may encounter, if they're focused the first on the now, is their own pain. Sometimes we don't want to face our own pain. So since we don't want to face it, we got to go away from it. Remember what I told you? I felt the pain of thinking about, I want to travel the world and touch millions of people, and I'm not yet doing it. I want to be blah, 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 blah. We got to do this stuff. Stop blabbering all of that in your mind. And then that would bring me in a state of downness, of you could do better, blah, 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 blah. And that got me in a state of feeling a little bit, my energy being stirred up. The reason why most people always try to escape is because there's some kind of pain and they don't want to deal with it. So I want to ask you, what pain you running away from every day? And how can you not run away from it? Embrace it. Sit in it. Mm. What y'all think about this line right here? This powerful. I've been talking a while. I want to make sure I give y'all some space too. So the next part, it says, sometimes people avoid relationships not to feel any pain. Sometimes people avoid what's good for them not to feel any pain. Sometimes people create an avatar of what to expect, and they live by that avatar, so they don't even attract what's good for them, because if they do ever find it, they're gonna doubt it. Now, I think it was Jesus that said that some of you will claim me right now, but if I come and I show you my garments, you won't even believe it's me. So what is that saying? Sometimes we find exactly what we need. We talked about we needed it, but when we found it, well, our brain repels it, right? Because I guess it must be our sinful carnal nature that we feel like we're not worthy of it. Like we could conceptualize how great it would be to have somebody to bring light and love to our life, but we can't actually receive it because then we've been living in darkness too much, and it's time for you to step into the light, get enlightened, be in your presence, remain present, change your life. So from addictive relationships, what just happened here? I think I passed those pages already though. I feel like I went back in chapter.
And back in time.
I went back in time. But guess what? Go and read chapter 8. We're gonna end this Horizon Prime at 8:30 today. Okay, this is where the section is at. Was yes. So yeah, the chapter at the end, it talked about women. Yes, we did talk about a lot of those. Okay, so let's go through a little bit, couple things. What happens when you get in a relationship with someone, they're conscious and you're conscious and they're not? You can't force the consciousness on them. You got to be conscious, according to the author, right? Give your partner space for expressing himself or herself. Be present, right? If you accuse, defend, or attack, you're going to protect the ego. You're not going to get them to see it. So what it says, you can then express, if you both agree that the relationship will be your spiritual practice, so much better. You can express your thoughts and feelings to each other as soon as they occur. So what if you had your communication with the people you cared and loved were real? Like you just really just told them what the truth is. And you're not playing these games. What if you stop playing those games? That'd be cool. What if we all collectively stop playing those games? If your partner is still identifying with the mind and the pain body while you are already free, you will present a major challenge, not to you, but to your partner. It is not to live with an enlightened person. It is not easy to live an enlightened person, or rather it is easy that the ego finds it extremely threatening. Remember that the ego needs problems, conflict, and enemies to strengthen the sense of separateness from which its identity depends. This is it. So they're saying it's not going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for them. Because they're going to have to deal with that good energy. And if they don't have it, then they can't give it. And they feel like, yo, why are you being so zen? I don't want you to, I'm pissed off right now. Why are you being like that? Right? Your brain says, man, this person is not responding to me the way I expected it. Therefore, I am obviously the problem. So let me make this a problem, because I'm not the problem. They're the problem. You get what I'm saying? So there's a pain body trying to get the feedback. So some people will bring up negativity when everything is going right because their brain almost expects it, and they kind of have to find it. What? Enlightened or not enlightened. So it also talks about how women are closer to enlightenment. It is easier for a woman to feel and be in her body, so it's natural for her to be closer to her being and closer to her enlightenment than a man. You know how I be asking y'all, how you feeling? Right? Guys don't ask that question that much. But you as a woman, you have a powerful advantage. You are right brain dominated. You are, if feminine energy allows you to feel a little bit more. Hence, you can bring forth, you can tap into the unmanifested, as the author calls it, and do a lot more and get yourself in a peaceful state because you're able to sense and move that energy within you, right? So you going to do a lot of great things with your being. So you are closer to it. You embody, like you're like, you see Mother Nature, like there's no other beings that create life in the earth but mothers. There's no other, you know what I'm saying? It has to be a female. I don't think there's any male in the species that does it. I can't think of it. So you have an advantage. But however, there's a collective pain body. The author suggests that not only do you have your pain body from your own traumas, but you're dealing with the traumas of all the women. So that's why sister circles are important, to have the conversations with the women, to engage, to talk, to heal with them, right? To feel, to be, to meditate, to read the word, to talk, to speak power into each other, right? When we disidentify from the grip of the mind, stop thinking of the thinker and the pain body, become a little bit more present. Like let your essence radiate joy. Take some time while you're sitting in the middle of a random situation and just be breathing and present. Okay. So go into reading Dissolving the Collective Female Pain Body. It talks more about that. And stop identifying. Identification prevents you from feeling with the dim body. Some people who are already conscious enough to have relinquished their victim identity on a personal level are still holding on to the collective victim identity. So how about when you let go of what they did to you? It's hard. Sometimes you still haven't let go of what they did to women, which means you could say all the, like some people have healed from the point that all the guys I've met or I've been with are dogs, but they haven't overcame or healed from all dogs, all men are dogs. So you've healed from the point that there is possibly good person for you. You met a good person for you. Probably could heal from that and say that's not true. But collectively, you could still feel that energy. So that's what the author was talking about, collective pain body. The collective pain body of women also talks about how men treat women in the relation to what really happens in the dating world, how it's manipulative and all that stuff. So that's what the author then talks about. Sometimes we take our pain body, we take our traumas, not only do we bond them, but we also claim them till they become another identity, right? A lot of people tell you what happened then, not in an reflective format. Reflecting is good, but in a victim mentality. And it happened, I can't change it. Or this is why I'm like this, because my father did this, or because my mother did this. This is a part where right now in the psychology world, if you bring this up, people are gonna say, oh, you're not being compassionate or whatever. But I want to let you know that there's a duality of this. This is it. Yes, what happened then is playing a role into how you're happening now, but only because you're claiming what happened then, only because you're not healing from what happened then, only because what happened then is still happening now in your body. When you can say what happened then happened, and I noticed it, it wasn't necessarily right. I didn't necessarily deserve it. This was not the best thing for me, but okay, it happened. The Lord made me go through it. I forgive the people that perpetuated. I forgive myself for perpetuating it myself. I'm leaving it in the past, and now I'm claiming this new future. You never go back there to say, oh, this happened and I'm this, because you go back to says this happened and I'm this in spite of. Now, what used to be a pain body that we perpetuated became a pain body that is a testimony. So now you're not telling people about how you used to, because you're still using that as a clutch. You're saying to somebody how it used to be, but now look. That's a different standpoint, right? But when we choose to identify with it is when we're not observing, we're not seeing it from the outside in. So there's a duality in it. When you speak about what you went through, don't speak about it as if it is you. Speak as if you went through it. You disidentify yourself from the situation, and you're just explaining an occurrence in your life, but we don't live there. So with that being said, let's read the last bit. Give up the relationship with yourself. When one is fully conscious, would one still have a need for a relationship? Would a man feel drawn to a woman? Would a woman feel still incomplete without a man? Enlightened or not, you are either a man or a woman. So on the level of your form identity, you are not complete. You are one half of the whole. This is incompleteness is felt as a male-female attraction. The pull towards the opposite energy polarity, no matter how conscious you are. But in that state of interconnectedness, you feel this pull somewhere on the surface or periphery in your life. Anything that happens to you in that state feels somewhat like that. So yeah, I'm not gonna read this whole thing. So do you need somebody else to be complete, or do you just need somebody? Would somebody else adding to your life enhance the quality of your life? Would your energy add to their energy and create something you would the two polar ends of the masculine and feminine, would you converge that to create something beautiful? It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. A life, beautiful, create something beautiful. A home, beautiful, create something beautiful. Kids, beautiful, create something beautiful. What the Haitians said, the foyer, right? Create a foundation, a family foundation. So enlightened relationships, do them with consciousness, do them with healing, right? Not just the ones you love, but not just romantic, but your day-to-day relationships. Be more enlightened in them. Don't make them to use. Yes, reciprocity is key. So that is the review of the book, chapter 8. Wednesday, we'll be reading chapter 9. If you're watching the replay, just go to the next section, watch chapter 9 review. First, you want to listen and read it for yourself, and then you want to do the review and then do the notes after, or do the notes during it and then do whatever exercises, prompts, to do it by yourself. So today's major thing, a takeaway, a key point is this. When you feel like you want to get distracted, when you feel a pain body coming up and you're trying to escape from it, find something that you can do presently, right? And it doesn't have to be something you do. You can be presently. But for me, I found out that going outside gardening helps me. Some people, it might be a walk, it might be a run, it might be anything. But do it in a way where it's not connecting to the matrix, but it's connecting to the earth. So I went in, Omi, Queen. For a while there, it felt like you guys wasn't there because I was going so much. But I want to thank y'all for tapping into this. I'm pretty much done now. And yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much our Rise and Prime. Any feedback on anything you read about the chapter? Anything you want to say before we go? All right. So y'all have yes.
I was about to say, I think you set it up, bro. You hit it on point, some good stuff, and you left me with stuff to think about, reflect on, and I'm gonna dive into the chapter as well too. The rest of today, finish my 30 minutes, and then
Yes.
Oh, it's a great chapter, phenomenal chapter. I see why you love this chapter, because it's facts.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Actually, I'll tell you guys a book in fact, that's the book we're gonna read next, The Art of Communication. I know I'm coming up with the books, but this next book is game changer. I'm telling you, The Art of Communication is our next book. Right? It's gonna be the perfect follow-up to this trilogy series: the breaking the habit of being now, of being yourself, the power of now, and then the art of communication. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fire.
Complete.
Okay. So by the way, to everybody who's on the net, on the YouTube, watching me, watching us, um, you can actually come to Rise and Prime, right? Every day. I mean, yeah. Or you could come Monday and Friday for the free. All you got to do is text this stuff. Text Rise. Okay, forget the Prime. Just text Rise to this number, to 561-510-9605. Right. I add you to the list so I can remind you when we get in these Rise and Prime. This was powerful, wasn't it? And if after you text me and you did the opt-in, boy, and if you're already in my text tribe, if you're already in the text messages, show up to the Zoom meeting. Like, actually show up to one of the Zoom meetings and come, and you're gonna see what Rise and Prime is all about. Uh, but after you text Rise to 561-510-9605, you can text me anything from that point. Another keyword that I recommend you text me is book club. Because if you text me book club, what I'll do is I'll send you I'll send you what we just talked about, the book club stuff. Okay. Okay. That's it. That is my message, and I'm sticking to it. Let's do some affirmations, man. Let's get it going. Yes, last week I left the affirmations out. I'm not gonna do it this week. So we're gonna do the affirmations. There we go. There we go. So drop some affirmations in the chat. Let me put mine. I am presently living and enjoying my presence. I am presently living and enjoying my presence. So you could also start with your I see a week full of clarity, focus, and structure. Right? Put what you see in the week. I see, oh, oh, oh. That's what I should have played earlier. Oh, okay. I got something for you. I got something for you. I see is the visionary. I see is the what you see, what you put in your mind's eye, you'll see outside of you at some point in your life. This is it. This is the song. Rainbows. All right, let's do these affirmations, y'all. Let's do these affirmations. All right. All right, Omi, let's go. So that with power and conviction, let me believe this, let me feel it, let me put it all in my cells, because this is what's gonna happen, baby.
That's right.
All right. I am presently living and enjoying my presence.
I am presently living and enjoying my presence. I am presently living and enjoying my presence. Like that. I am presently living and enjoying my presence.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
I see a week full of clarity, focus, and structure.
I see a week of clarity, focus, and structure.
I see a week full of clarity, focus, and structure.
I see a week full of clarity, focus, and structure. I see a week full of clarity, focus, and structure. I see a week full of clarity, focus, and structure.
I see a week full of clarity, focus, and
I
structure.
see a week full of clarity, focus, and structure. My turn. I see a week of blessing and direction.
I see a week full of blessings and direction.
That's right. I see a week of blessings and direction.
I see a week of blessings and direction.
Yes, sir. I see a week of love, gratitude, and joy.
I see a week of love, gratitude, and joy.
I see a week full of love, gratitude, and joy. I see a week full of love, gratitude, and joy. I see a week full of love, gratitude, and joy.
I see a week full of love, gratitude, and joy.
That's right.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I take that in. I see the structure. I see the presence. I can see that happening already. It's happening right now.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man. Let's catch back up on Friday and let's check in to see if what we saw became what we lived.
Yes, sir. We'll do. I know it. I feel it.
We'll do. Let's do it. Well, with that being said, my friend, you have a great day. Have a great week. We're going to chop it up sometime during this week. To everybody watching now or later, much love. Stay blessed. Stay in your power. And I'm out. Peace.
Peace and out.